Anybody who's ever played a power chord on a guitar knows you can do a chord with just 2 notes. Today we're going to talk about chords, about how to identify different types of chords and how to rank them. This is LHS Banjo, and I'm Bob C. Okay, chords happen anytime you have 2 or more notes happening at the same time. The most common type of chord has 3 notes. It's called a triad. You have the root, the third, and the fifth. These names, root, third, and fifth, come from the note's relationship to the first note in the chord. For example, the root is the first note of the chord. It's usually the lowest note of the chord, but not necessarily. The third is the note that is 3 notes above that root. Remember, these are scale degrees. So if the root is C, then D would be the second, and the third, the note that you want for the chord, would be E. The fifth in a C chord is a G, 5 notes above C. C, D, E, F, G. So you have root, third, and fifth. Then if you move to other starting notes, then it's the same process. You just begin with a different root. You might remember when we talked about major and minor scales, how we talked about how by the third note, you know whether it's going to be a major scale or a minor scale. The same is true with chords. It's that third that tells you whether it's going to be a major or a minor triad. This is a major chord. We have a major third interval at the beginning. That's what makes it a major chord. And then we add the fifth to make it complete. This is a major chord. If we do this, if we lower the third, it becomes a minor chord. We took that E and made it E flat. Major, minor. And that's the difference between a major and a minor chord. In a major chord, from C to E, we'll go with the key of C. The first 2 notes are 2 whole steps, just like the first 2 notes of a major scale. In a minor chord, the first 2 notes are a step and then a half step, just like in a minor scale. I'm going to play some different chords in a variety of keys, and you decide whether they are major or minor. Here's the first. Major or minor. That's the same major chord we've been working on. That's a C major triad. And you know what's going to follow. C minor triad. Okay, now that you've had that, let's go on to some other things. How about this? What do you hear? First thing you hear is that major third. 1, 3. So this is a major chord. Here's the minor chord based on that same root. Hear the difference? Instead of major third at the beginning, you have a minor third. See how important intervals are? Okay, here's another. What do you hear? It's a minor chord. Minor chords are often described as dark or scary or whatever, but that's the sound. And what is this? Major chord built on the same note, which in this case happens to be D. So the notes would be D, F sharp, A. Root, third, fifth. Okay, couple more. Major or minor. By now you should be able to hear these. This is major. How about this one? What do you hear? Major or minor? Minor. You need to learn to hear the differences between major and minor triads.